Hello, so my name's Michael Keneally, and this video and its accompanying blog post share a very deep theme that I believe the destinies of the United States and Donald Trump are intertwined as they are manifesting now, as they have been since he was elected, as they will be certainly until 2023. It's a big thing to say. There's a confluence of terrible energies joining at this time, both in the birth chart of the United States and in the birth chart of Donald Trump. This makes it very clear to me that Donald Trump is the man for the moment. It seems with a fated role, to create quite dark energies, but which can have a divine spin-off, because this darkness can actually drive many people to go deeper and deeper into embracing the light. That, in a way, is the divine purpose within this exceptional twisting together of dark energies that's manifesting. Now, I did a video and blog in June predicting that the eclipse of the 14th of December, which is right on top of Donald Trump's natal moon Ketu, would affect the stability of his mind and would make him behave in quite an unpremeditated way, a very unpredictable way, and even play at the use of power, which he will still have while he's president, regardless of the outcome of the ballot counts. And you can see Donald Trump's birth chart on the September page of my Star Whale Astrology website. I'm so sorry, on the December page. There is a crucial point here. You see, Donald Trump is now experiencing what's known as his Rahu return, his North Node return. Rahu, the North Node in the heavens, has just gone over Rahu, the North Node in Donald Trump's birth chart. It was exact on the 17th. It will be exact on the 17th of November 2020. And so when our Rahu return happens, we are forced to reconnect with our incarnational life purpose, the forces and energies we incarnated to deal with this time. Now, his Rahu is conjunct Sun and Uranus. So this is a very violent and revolutionary energy. And his chart and personality are anyway very divisive because he has Kalsarpa Yoga. And indeed, the eclipse of the 14th of December is right on his moon Ketu, his moon south node, which is the division point of the Kalsarpa Yoga, with all his planets on one side and no planets on the other side. So this will bring in the Rahu return and the eclipse and the many other difficult energies which I've outlined in my crucial summary for November and my timetable for November astrology, will bring in darkness and fear. But the spin-off of that is that many will embrace the light more and more because of the darkness. Many will embrace the light at the same time as Donald Trump drives many more to darkness, conflict and restriction. Here's a list of the terrible major energies that are exceptionally around at this time. Just a list, but they're explained in a bit more detail below in the blog and cross-compared at each point with the birth chart of Donald Trump. So these crucial, huge, exceptional energies are the Pluto return for the United States, the vastly powerful and super rare Saturn-Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, Uranus transit in Aries, Neptune square the nodes of the Moon, the rise in power of Saturn, Jupiter's loss of power and debilitation leading to economic recession and other very important losses of a spiritual nature. Mars in a violent mess from June 2020 to February 2021. Violent eclipses flank the US election of the 3rd of November 2020. So I examine these energies in a bit more detail and I cross-correlate with Donald Trump's natal chart. So in summary, I am predicting a world where fear and darkness will be on the rise for at least 3 years, where there will be social division, fighting and economic recession. And the vast irony is that the darkness of Donald Trump that's coming from the existing presidency and how he handles the rest of it, in fact, can be a spur, a rise of the light. So please do, you and me, plan for this 3-year period now, for the factors I have identified about increasing our connection to the light, about dealing with societal conflict and the residue of coronavirus, about dealing with possible economic recession. So many people should be open more and more to move to the light now. Here's what I wrote in, I think it was June, when I predicted that the 14th of December eclipse would be a very big challenge to the stability of Donald Trump's mind. What I wrote was, I predict that when the 14th of December eclipse strikes, it will massively affect the way Donald Trump will manage his mind and consciousness and the way he will lead the US nation. In the circumstances that will arise around that date and after it, he will revert to being a trickster who will play havoc with individuals and the human community almost for his entertainment. He will become an unreliable person who suffers from a phase of mental instability increase and who will feel he has little to lose in his actions to stay on top. And the reason for this is the 14th of December eclipse is right on top of his unstable Moon-Ketu conjunction in his birth chart, which has already been assaulted by the factors that have already dominated in 2020, that I've talked about in the November crucial presentation and the November timetable. So, this factor will have very many major challenges for the United States. There will be very many major challenges for the management of consciousness to US citizens. There will be very major challenges in the management of violent energies already manifesting socially. But it will call for a social reset. Which side will win is a matter to be seen, but the United States will need and will be forced to become aware of its shadow, increasingly, certainly until the first peak of the Pluto return, the transit of Pluto in the heavens on top of Pluto in the United States birth chart, which happens exact in April 2023. So let's look at that list of challenging energies and cross-compare them to Donald Trump's chart. And I can't really go into that level of detail in a video, but do look at the blog. So what I've said is that the United States, crucially, will be more and more affected by its Pluto return, peaking in April 2023. And this is a journey to face the shadow and deal with it and arise to the light and arise to proper power. Now, at this very same time, Donald Trump has Saturn and Pluto in his 12th house of his birth chart, in the 12th house, which indicates he too has implacable power with deep hidden motivations. And at the same time, Pluto is transiting opposite Donald Trump's natal Saturn in the heavens. It's exact on the 20th of December 2020. It's not coincidence, it's a deep shared destiny. Now let's look at the vastly powerful and super rare Saturn-Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. It morphs and evolves in the heavens. It's a rare conjunction, and its energy is to bring conflict between repression and freedom, plutocracy or spiritual breakthrough, structure or originality, blocks or your breakthrough. How will the USA handle this? Well, it was striving for power by the American elite that threw off the British Empire in 1776. And that has left darkness and shadow. The phoenix is what Pluto return ultimately is. The phoenix arising from the flames of burn down. And the hope is that the United States will arise like the phoenix and not be suppressed by its plutocracy. It is a death and rebirth time. And remember, Saturn is so powerful and potentially repressive at this time because Saturn's in Capricorn. It's an explosive time because Jupiter conjuncts Pluto in the heavens exact on the 12th of November 2020. It's a repressive time because Jupiter is conjunct Saturn in the heavens on the 16th of December 2020. Donald Trump has Saturn and Pluto in the 12th house of his birth chart. What a coincidence. This Saturn-Pluto combination in the 12th house, as I've said, indicates implacable power with deep hidden motivations. And Pluto transits opposition Donald Trump's natal Saturn now. This isn't coincidence. Okay, Uranus in Aries. Well, Uranus in Aries is revolutionary energy. It's powerful. The ingress of Uranus into Aries is what brought Adolf Hitler to burn down the Reichstag and bring in the Second World War. Now, importantly, Donald Trump has Sun conjunct Rahu and Uranus in his 10th house of standing in the world. Then there's Neptune issues. Neptune is square the nodes now. Very importantly, Neptune is opposition Neptune for the USA at the time of the Pluto square. Transiting Neptune is opposite USA Neptune in October 2023 at 1 degree Pisces. So there's a huge Neptune theme at work with humanity, with the United States, and tying into Donald Trump's Neptune issues. Positively, Neptune is vision. Negatively, Neptune is deception, illusion, lies. Weirdly, when Donald Trump was elected on the 8th of November 2016, Neptune was conjunct Ketu and the Moon. No one expected him to be elected. That shows how Neptune can deceive and cover up. Transiting Neptune is opposite USA natal Neptune on October 2023 at 1 degree Pisces. So it's crucial to see how Neptune is tying into Donald Trump's chart and tying into the chart of the United States over the coming 3 years. So the next factor to be aware of, comparing the United States and Donald Trump, is the rising power of Saturn. I've already said in the summary, the crucial summary for November, and in the timetable for November, video and blog, that Saturn is the victor, and by the end of November, Jupiter is weakened. And basically, negative Saturn can produce restrictive fundamentalism, closed border politics. And as far as I can see, this ties in with Donald Trump's policies. Saturn in the heavens, by the way, is almost exactly opposite Trump's natal Saturn. Yet another coincidence, or not a coincidence, an entwined destiny. That's in November 2020, and close opposition onwards. So, as I've said before, Jupiter is in debilitation, leading to, I would say, leading to recession. This is so important. Donald Trump is actually in Jupiter-Saturn dasher now. Jupiter joins Saturn exact on the 12th of November. Is this coincidence? I've spent a lot of time studying all this. I'm convinced that Donald Trump is a key factor in guiding the United States into its darkness, sadly, in very negative ways, but a factor that's needed so that out of the journey into the abyss, more and more of us, hopefully, can be lightened by shedding the weights of darkness and embracing the light. As I've said, Mars is in a violent mess from the 20th of June 2020 to February 2021. Not a coincidence. Donald Trump has Mars conjunct his ascendant. Violent eclipses flank the US election of the 3rd of November 2020. And one of those, or indeed two of them, are conjunct the very unstable Moon-Ketu conjunction in Donald Trump's chart. So, it may be helpful to very carefully see what you make of Donald Trump's consciousness, his behaviour and his policies and his rule, and see how those will play out at the time of the election and the conflict which no doubt will follow that, whoever is elected and whatever Donald Trump does. Because it's all part of a meant journey to the abyss, which is signified by Pluto in the heavens, closing on Pluto in the birth chart of the United States, the Pluto return of the United States. It will be so helpful if we can all understand that Donald Trump had the fated task of, unfortunately, in quite a dark way, promoting the journey into the shadow. And my prayer is that each of us can respond, not by engaging with shadow stuff, not by, the sort of dreadful arguing I see on Facebook, but by working to embrace the light in the way that is right for us. And if you'd like a reading about this, contact me through my Star Wheel Astrology buy page. And if you want healings, do look at the modalities, the many, many healing modalities that my wife Maggie Pashley does on her website worldwide, www.maggiepashley.com. Thank you.